I think he fits Ring of Honor's brand better than he would AEW. I think he would fit Impact well, as also. But now it's a matter of where do they go, and it doesn't matter. As long as they're happy with whatever they do after the fact, then that's all great. So you have 3 releases. You have Ambrose, whose contract runs out in April. And I'm sure once the shakeup comes around, I'm sure once time goes on, you're going to see a lot more of these talents either go away on their own or they're just going to have releases. So that's really pretty much it, But then the shakeups continue backstage, and this is where it's been making news. Arn Anderson, longtime producer in the backstage, he was let go after being with the company since 2001. And, I'm sure that's where AEW could possibly and more than likely just sweep them up. Because, I forget who said it, but it's like you can't take the wrestling out of pro wrestling. And I get it from WWE's perspective. New faces, new minds. But this is where it kind of doesn't make sense of new faces, new heads to prevail. They also re-signed former long-time creative person in Bruce Pritchard back into the fold of WWE, and apparently, according to reports, his role is going to be, quote, as important as possible. So that is that's an interesting one. Do I think he'll make that big of a difference on WWE TV? No, I don't think so, but only time will tell, because you're going to need a little bit of a sample size to really make a determination on whether or not the signing is going to work or not. But it comes at an important time in WWE's calendar year, because now you're heading into WrestleMania. Jeff Hardy. Yeah. Well, his contract should be running up soon with WWE too. He'll more than likely be going once his deal is over. Matt Hardy's is running out in like 2 weeks, so he'll more than likely be going too. Obviously away from WWE. I don't know if he's going to be wrestling anymore. So there's that. Then you have additions of Jeff Jarrett, Sanjay Dutt, which I'm actually kind of surprised about, and Chris Parks, who famously is known as Abyss. He is now backstage at the WWE, which is now from things that you hear from other people, that is a big deal, because he was very instrumental in getting a lot of new faces over on Impact TV, and now he gets to share his wealth of knowledge in the WWE, and I'm kind of surprised they have Jeff Jarrett there. I don't know exactly what he, and this is no disrespect to him, I don't know what he really offers any different than what, I don't know how I feel about him as a fit in WWE, but only time will tell there too. Sanjay is an interesting one because you would think, oh, he could help with the cruiserweights, but they're getting rid of a lot of their cruiserweights, or at least a couple of them, and they're not using others. And like I said, they need a whole fresh flock of cruiserweight talent for that 205 Live roster if the cruiserweight division is to withstand. So, and then you have the call-ups. You know, we had mentioned that, we had talked about that on Thursday, the call-ups. You have, you know, obviously Aleister Black, Gargano, Ciampa, and Black, and Aleister Black. So, things are changing in the WWE landscape. It's actually kind of really weird timing of all of this, but at the same time, you know, I guess it's like the saying goes, there's no good time to bring things up. And WWE is figuring in this landscape right now, there's no set good time to have call-ups. There's no set time or best time to have shakeups. And right now they're doing shakeups both on screen and behind the scenes. What do I think of it? I think of it as a I think Bruce Pritchard coming on is showing a tad bit of desperation. For the smart fan, I don't know exactly what that's going to do for ratings, because like, oh, Bruce is back to writing the shows, or he's second in command, or whatever the case may be. But you have the agents, you have the producers, that's great and all, but the real change is going to come when Vince McMahon leaves, or he gives a little bit more control to other people to do what's best for the talent and for the television product. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on there. It'll actually be very interesting to see if these changes make a looking difference. I'm not really looking towards the new producers as much as I am Pritchard, because he had been a part of some of the bigger angles in pro wrestling. He was instrumental in getting certain angles going, and creating moments. I'll be interested to see if anything changes from that perspective, since he is going to be that heavily involved with creative once again. But the other ones are just producers and this, that. You'll notice a slight difference, but not like a whole big difference. And the talents, I'm just interested in seeing where they wind up, and then and if anything is done that way with their careers. Like I said, I feel Dillinger would be best served at Ring of Honor. In New Japan, I feel that either All Japan or New Japan, they're going to sign to Tommy. I think a condition of his release was he can't be working for any companies in the United States, probably for an X amount of time. And TJP, I don't foresee any bigger companies signing him. While he was good, I didn't really, not one of the talents I have to go out of my way that I have to see live. So, that's no disrespect to him, it's just personal preference, that's all. And one more thing before I get off the air. Can we stop with these stupid nude leagues? What's the point of them? And for the talents out there that still are getting them released, stop taking nude pictures if people are going to be coming after you. And you've seen what happened to the women. Now it's happened to two guys. Matt Riddle and Dash Wilder. Even Riddle posted a thing. I think it was him smiling and pointing, and he's like, "Stop looking for my dick." It's funny though. It actually is, but well, it's really not. It actually really isn't funny. It's an invasion of privacy, but for these talents. You don't see that these other leagues are happening. Like, wouldn't you get the hint of stop doing it? That's what my hint would be. Just stop doing it. Yeah, and there's really not much more to say about that. I didn't care to see him with female. I didn't care to see him with males, obviously. And for the people that are, then okay, I guess that's your spice of life, but it's not necessary. Either way, okay, so we have some guests coming up in the next few days, a few weeks, I should say. Coming up this week, I'm gonna have Logan Black coming on, the King of Chaos. He'll be on this Thursday. Then the following week, I'll have Darius Carter on. I'm working on a couple other guests for March, but then we have WrestleMania week guests. Michael Weber, COO of Fight TV, coming on to talk, obviously during my WrestleMania week of shows. Then on, let's see, on Wednesday, April 3rd, I will have Michael Herman from RetroSoft Studios joining to talk about their Retromania wrestling video game that they're creating. So that'll be an interesting conversation too. Those are my guests coming up, and that will be it for me today here. I appreciate you tuning in, and I appreciate you participating in chat, even though you're only saying Jeff Hardy 1,000 times to annoyance. And I will see you on Thursday with my guest, Logan Black. And enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Have a good one.